Hello, 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 hello. Woo! How are you doing? How you doing? How you doing? How you doing? I think I was going to say Happy New Year, but then I realized actually we're not quite at the very, very beginning of the year. So you don't need a Happy New Year. Let's just get on with it. This is our weekly call. I love to do these masterclasses at about once a week or so because, as I keep saying, and I will keep saying, my thing is to reach at least 334,000 ambitious spiritual people who are determined to thrive, to prosper, to make at least six figures whilst living in their life's purpose. So today's masterclass, because one of the best ways for you to spiritually grow and also to live in your purpose profitably is to be in business. Okay, now for the most part a lot of you in this community are in business anyway, but some of you are thinking about it, or some of you have considered it because you feel that you would like to share your message with the world. So I do these masterclasses as a way of giving you tips exactly what to do in order to move forward. Okay, so this ultimately it is for determined, ambitious spiritual people. You're someone who feels called to make a difference in the world. You love using your skills, your natural gifts, your stories, your self-help knowledge, your spiritual wisdom, your life experiences to support and empower other people. And that's who you are. You would like also to make money doing this stuff that you like to do. That definitely was one of the things that I really dreamt about when I was starting in business. In fact, even before starting in business, but there was a big portion of my life where I really didn't think it was possible at all. So you might be in that place, or maybe you're that person who has already begun doing something, but you can't seem to make it work. Okay, so you maybe been pushing at it or trying, and either you're procrastinating on doing some of the certain things that you think you should be doing, or it's just not working. For sometimes, yeah, because I always say this, a business for us spiritual people, particularly us ambitious spiritual people, it can be the biggest arena for spiritual growth. So sometimes it's more than just the business not working. It's because you're going through something, you're on a journey, and sometimes you need to leave space and time for that. However, are you doing what you need to do to move forward? Because most of the time when I actually get people on the phone trying to figure out what is going on with their business, they're not usually doing the simple things we're going to talk about today, which may not seem simple at this point in your journey if you're not making the money you would like to make, but they are. Once you've done it the first time, the second time, you realize, okay, I know exactly what I need to be doing, and I'll just keep doing this stuff. Okay. And so anyway, where am I going with this? Who knows? Who is this for? Let's start there. So ultimately, you are that ambitious spiritual person. You want to create multi-generational wealth. You want to do all the other stuff that I've already talked about as well. And you do realize that multiple streams of income is somewhat impossible if you're stuck in a job where your income is fixed or capped. You want to be the way shower for your family. You've created some success, but you know that there's so much more available to you and you want it all. Now, if you're going to make this work, there must absolutely be a warrior within you, okay? There must be a fighter within you, okay? Now, you may have buried that part of you because you thought it made you greedy, you thought it made you proud, you thought it made you discontent, okay? And so you're also that person that puts everyone else's agenda before yourself. And now you do feel quite frustrated, quite unfulfilled, and quite fed up that you're in this place when you know you're meant for something more. Okay, so it's annoying. You try to follow all of the rules of what a spiritual person is supposed to be like, and ultimately in doing that, you have actually buried your edge. You've become kind of wimpy, let's be honest, okay, as you try to destroy that part of you that you thought was greedy or proud. You actually judged yourself as greedy and proud because you didn't necessarily fit into the box of what a nice spiritual person should look like. Okay, well, I'm here to kind of stir up that warrior, that fighter, that crazy person inside of you, because it is that crazy person that you've been burying, that you've been trying to push down. That is exactly what needs to come up and claim your destiny. This whole trying to be, I don't know, almost like being ambitious is a horrible thing. No, it's not a horrible thing. Being ambitious is exactly what you need to be if you're going to move forward. But spiritual people sometimes run away from talking about things like being driven or being determined or being ambitious. We're supposed to be nice and kind and loving all the time. And I'm not saying we should be nice and kind and loving, but I am saying sometimes you try so hard to be the nicest person on the planet and you don't realize you're just being codependent, and that literally destroys your ability to create success in the way that you envision it within you. It's time to wake up to the power inside of you. The power inside of you. Not the wimpiness. Not the trying to be the most nice spiritual person on the block. Forget all of that nonsense, because most of the rules that you've been told to live by are not even working for you. So why do you keep doing it? Why do you keep doing it? Okay? Yes, there are practical things that must be done, and there needs to be a fight within you. It's a fight for yourself. A fight for your vision. You're not fighting with anybody else, but you are fighting against the programming that you have accepted as truth. I mean, this is the stuff that I'm trying to help my clients with in Pray, Affirm, Receive. And even if you come and work with me and get paid to transform lives, that's something else that I'm trying to help people see, that the very rules that you thought would help you are the very things destroying you. And you keep obeying them, even though you can see it's not getting you anywhere. And yet you keep thinking that must be the way. If I just do it long enough, if I just keep trying long and hard enough, then finally my breakthrough will come. Not if you keep doing the wrong nonsense. Not if you keep acting. You would not act. It's like for some of y'all, you have achieved success in maybe even in your career, but you didn't do it the way you're trying to do it in your business. You come and start your purpose work, and suddenly you're trying to be this. I don't know. Sorry, the only word I can ever come up with is wimpy. This wimpy person. You're too scared to ask for money. You're too scared to really say what you're about. You're too scared to put your stake in the ground and say, this is what I'm here to do. Hear me! You're too scared to do this stuff, and so you come across as though there's something wrong, and so people sense that something is not quite right here. But their impression is that you're not to be trusted because you're giving off vibes of, I'm not really sure, I'm not sure what I'm doing, oh my goodness. And so they're getting the vibe of, don't trust this person. And so they're running for good reason, because you're showing up as someone that you're not. You are a powerful person. You do have a grand, amazing message that needs to be shared with the world. There is no mistake about you being on this planet at this time. And yet, you must be your greatest defender. You must be your own champion. You have to get over this whole doubts. They're literally destroying your life. It's time to wake up, my loves. I end up on a bit of a tangent right there, basically. But really, it's time. It's time to step up and be all you are born to be. Come on. You're disappointed with the way you've been living so far. You really did think that you'd be further along by now. And here we are at the beginning of a whole new year. Were you listening to me this time last year as well? Telling yourself, oh, this year's going to be different. This year I'm going to do da-da-da. And then somehow, 12 months gone by. And you're still not where you thought you would be. Still wishing and wanting. Enough. This is not who you are. It's time to actually wake up. Come on. Enough procrastinating. Enough dabbling. And really go all in. And even if you're already in business, if it's not working, I said that there might be a journey you have to go through. But for a lot of people, it isn't the journey that you're going through. It's that you haven't even really fully committed to going all in. And some of the stuff I'm talking about today, check in with yourself. Are you doing it all? Are you doing it all? Because how is it? It's like, I need you almost be very honest with yourself. The way you're showing up in your business, if you showed up at your job in the same way, would you still have a job? Because sometimes when I get people on the phone and I'm speaking to them about what they want trying to do and blah blah blah, I'm doing my business, and then I ask them, what are you doing each day to promote yourself? And it's like, oh, I just did, every other day I do the, and I'm like, in my mind usually, because I'm trying to be nice. If they're already my clients, I'm not trying to be nice, I tell you very bluntly. But I don't even actually know it's not true, because even prospects get angry with me sometimes because I just tell you the truth. I tell you the truth, and people don't always want to hear it. Some people have dropped the phone on me because I'm very blunt. So I'm like, it's like if you said to your boss, you know what, I'll do my work every other day. Every other day if I feel like it, if I'm not feeling too full of doubt today, then I'll do some work today. And if I'm not feeling like a fraud, then I'll do some work. And if I'm not feeling, as if someone might think I'm all about the money, then maybe I'll do some work. Would you still have a job? Really? No, you wouldn't. And yet, people approach their business, their purpose-aligned business, the thing that you really want to be doing. You approach it like, oh, well, on a good day, I'll do some work. On a not so great day, I won't bother. On another, I just won't bother. Oh, I had to sleep in today. Oh, there was just no time. Oh, and then you wonder why years keep passing you by. Now I know this is not everybody's story, but, would you still have a job? Yeah. I know it's not everyone's story. I know not everyone is messing around in this way, but a lot of people are. And I need you to be honest with yourself. Are you one of those people? Are you one of those people? Because I was that person, okay? When I was working up to be a pharmacist, I was that person dabbling at business. So, on a good day, when I felt full of courage and I was sure I could do it, then I'd do some stuff. And then when I started to feel, things got a little bit difficult, I just kind of easily stopped doing things. And ultimately, if you're really honest, if you're not doing what you said you want to do, do you really believe that you can make it work? And that might be the underlying thing here that you need to address. And be honest with yourself. Because the only thing that actually stops you from succeeding in business is the belief that you can't succeed in business. Well, it's not the only thing. The only thing that stops you is you quitting. And usually people quit because they don't believe they can make it work. And so it's almost like, what's the point of putting all that much effort into it if I don't actually think it's going to work? In which case, you've signed your failure certificate already. And I get how doubt can literally, and I'm going to talk a bit more about that later, but I get how the feelings and such can take you over. But you are the boss here. You are the boss over you. Okay? You are the boss over what feelings you choose to listen to. You are the one with all the choices. You are the one that gets to choose. You are the one that decides, am I going to succeed at this thing or not? Some people think success is dependent on environment or, what country I was born in or what color of my skin or whether, nonsense. For the most part, barring, I don't know what, the world imploding, which the world hasn't done yet. It hasn't imploded yet. For the most part, the reason why 80% of businesses fail is because the owner quit. That's it. They could say, oh, it's because the economy did this, because I couldn't get a loan from the bank, it's because of this, I didn't have that, I didn't have that. When it comes down to it, lots of people build successful businesses without all of those advantages because they refused to freaking quit. What of you? CEO of your life? Absolutely, man. Are you the CEO of your life? Because you're the only one with all the choices. And to me, it's not even if you're going to succeed. There's no if about it. If you stay doing what you need to do, you will succeed. No doubt. If you do the inner work and the outer work, you will succeed. It is inevitable that you will succeed. But you buy into stories that tell you that other things have control over you. It's not true. You, as lovely lady here said, are the CEO of your own freaking life. Anyway, let's go. Let's keep talking here. Let's keep going here. What can you expect? I'm gonna give you the steps. Now, what you do with them is up to you, but I'm going to give you the steps. And I generally talk about these steps all the time. But I'm hoping that if I say them in different ways, different days, you will get it. And it will hit you a different way each time, you know? So we're going to keep coming at it in different ways, on different days. Yay! Okay. And you're going to look at we're going to uncover the true challenges that keep you from growing your business with ease, simplicity, and speed. And yeah, I'll talk briefly, although I've already kind of mostly done the brief talk of me transitioning. I didn't really talk about it. But yes, I was a pharmacist once upon a time. And now I'm not. And now, because I made that transition. So I don't talk to you guys from a place of not knowing what it's like. I do know what it's like. I do know what it's like to doubt yourself. I do know what it's like to not even realize you're doubting yourself. Because you've been so programmed to think the only way to make money is through a job. And so it's just almost impossible to see yourself in a business. But you try, but because your subconscious mind or heart is programmed in the way of, I'm supposed to be an employee. You do take actions that sabotage you and you don't realize you're doing it. But we'll talk more about that. But I definitely was doing that for a while until I hit rock bottom. And I realized exactly what I'm telling you, which is, it's up to me. It's up to me, because I did the whole, bankruptcy, 4 years of depression. I called it the blank for 4 years, feeling horrible. I gave birth to my wonderful 3 daughters. They probably saved me a little bit because I looked at them and thought, I can't be making all these stupid excuses. I really can't. I just can't be doing it anymore because I have 3 girls. 3 girls. I refuse to allow them to believe that they have no choices in life. I refuse to be the role model that tells them, you know what, you give up your vision, your purpose, and just do whatever you need to do to make some money to pay bills. I refuse to be the mother that told them that. I refuse to. I see it happen because I watch some of my friends telling their daughters exactly that, and I am grateful that I woke up and realized, no. I cannot tell my daughters that they have no choice in life, that they just have to go along to get along. No. And so in order for me to be able to tell them, I need to wake the frick up. And so I did. Okay, I did. That used to be me. Environment, country, skin, money, education. I kept going because I have faith that I will win. Good. Excellent. Same, I was a banker. Depression and the same being a mom with 3 kids. Yeah, same with me. Did you home educate? And then we're like, the sisters from another mother or something. But anyway, I need you guys to know this. The marketplace is waiting for you, okay? Your people, the people you are called to serve, will be best served by you. There is room for you, and all you need to do is wake up. Wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up, and commit, okay? Your vision is your permission. You don't need to wait anymore for the divine to give you another sign. You don't need to wait for your pastor or your spiritual teacher or guru or whatever to now tell you that now is the time, or your psychic. No, your vision is your permission, okay? You are capable of your calling. You are capable of your calling. You would not have a vision that you are not able to bring to life. You wouldn't. There is no mistake about you being on the planet at this time. So yes, the thing that you want to bring to the world, it is needed. But will you say yes? Will you say yes? Will you say yes? I had to. You have to too. I said yes about 12 years ago now. My youngest is 13 now. Oh my goodness. My youngest is 13, so it was because she was about 6 weeks when I suddenly like, what the heck am I doing, Rosemary? What's going on? Wake up! And so I woke up, okay? And you need to understand this, guys, because we're spiritual people, and so there's tendency sometimes that if we just pray, that things will work. The divine loves you, whatever you choose to do, let's be honest. The divine loves you. You have a 17-year-old daughter that loves that in careers and love. Cool. Yes, we are one in career and love. Excellent. Cool. 17-year-old daughter. Also, I have an almost 17-year-old daughter now. That's my firstborn, and my lastborn is 13. So, nice. Anyway, I was about to say something and then I lost track of my train of thought. So I'll carry on. Ultimately, we all have to make that transition. We all have to wake up. I did it. You can do it. Come on now. You have to become the authority in your life, or CEO of your own life, okay? You have to take back dominion over your own life and your own affairs. You have to. So 7 things you need in place. At least there's 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Number 1, know your niche. Okay, we're going to talk a little bit about it as we go through this. Your package and your pricing. Do you know what that is? Visibility, as in via content and ads. We'll talk about that. Audience growth. Sales. Are you making sales every freaking day? We'll talk about that in a minute. Are you confident, consistent, courageous? I have mentioned that already, but it's one of the 7. And your money mindset. Your money mindset. Your money mindset. Yeah, your money mindset. We will be talking about that a little bit, okay? Now, I've already asked you this, but I'm going to ask you again. And I like to say this and say this and say this. Have you decided to win? How committed are you to bringing your vision to life? Because I can talk from now till heaven. If you haven't made that internal decision that you will make it work, it doesn't matter what I say, you will not make it work. You have to decide before you get the support, before you have the money, before you think you can do it, before you decide, I am going to do it. I don't know how, but I'm going to. Because I have, oh yes, I was about to say, I have the whole divine, the whole power of the universe, the power of the divine backing me up. I was about to say, we sometimes as spiritual people have this tendency to think that if we just pray, or affirm, or visualize, that's enough. Now, this is it. I've known the divine since as long as I can remember. I've always deeply longed for deep connection to the divine. But even as I was going through the times of going bankrupt, going depressed, and all of that, I was still loved. But until I woke up and decided that I would win in business, the divine will love me whatever I do. The divine will love you whatever you do. You can be pray, but if your actions do not follow what you say you want, you're just praying for the sake of praying. You're just throwing words at the heavens, but really you've not made that decision. So again, I ask you, have you decided that 2024 is going to be the year that you for real move forward, that you for real bring your vision to life? Hello, Everista. How you doing? Have you decided? Okay, that's number 1. Okay, so let's talk about niche here. Faith without works is dead. Yes, it absolutely is. We know this. We all kind of know this. But we don't all know this. We don't know this. Okay? This is a faith walk. That's what I like to say. But for the most part, even the most spiritual of people generally tend to treat it like a sight walk. What's happening in my physical reality? Oh my God, I have not made sales. Oh, the business is not working, because of what you see. And then you make decisions based on the physical reality instead of making decisions based on your vision. It's time to reverse the polarity. What's the vision you see inside of you? Make a decision from inside of you, not from the physical reality. Okay, number 1, niche. Do you know what problem you are solving for your people? Are you clear on it? Can you say it in one sentence? I help people to thrive, to prosper, to make at least 6 figures whilst living in their purpose. Okay? I have 2 main programs to do that. One is to clear the craziness that gets them stuck, basically, called Pray, Affirm, Receive. The other one is Get Paid to Transform Lives, which to me seems quite obvious. It's the business strategy course. Okay? So we have the internal strategy, we have the business strategy. But because ultimately the thing I do is to help ambitious spiritual people thrive, prosper, make at least 6 figures whilst living in their purpose. Shortened term, business coach. But I always, business coach always seems too small to really define what I do, but really that's it. It's what I do is, let's get you clear on your purpose, let's make you make money whilst doing it. Okay? That's what is your thing. Are you clear on it? Are you clear on it? Do you know who your person is? Can you clearly, simply describe how you help them? These are questions you need to ask yourself. Number 2, are you building your business from the top down? What do I mean when I say this? Sometimes people, especially spiritual people, you want You want to serve loads of people. It's like my big purpose is 334,000 ambitious spiritual people served. Okay? But I didn't start there. I started with one-on-one clients, paying bigger chunks of money when my business just got going. Because I needed those bigger chunks of money to come into my business so that I could reinvest and reach more people. But spiritual people sometimes, because I don't want to charge too much. I really want everybody to reach. I want to reach everyone. You can't afford to yet. And so you start trying to sell $7 things and, nothing wrong with this, except when you're at the start of your business, you probably don't have the patience to grow it that way. And you don't have the resource to reach the number of people you need to reach in order to make it profitable. So when I say build your business from top down, I mean start with the higher price things so that you bring in chunks of money and you can reinvest those chunks of money to reach more of the people that you want to reach. For some of you, actually, you only want to work with 5-7 people a year, literally, and you could make a heck of a lot of money doing that if you would allow yourself to. But people don't always allow themselves to. I love that you just said sidewalk instead of faith walk. Yeah, sight walk. We don't want to do sight walking. We want to do faith walking. Okay, getting distracted again. But yes, building your business from the top down. So when I talk about package and price, have 1 or 2 packages, okay, mapped out. Even one, because one package can take you to 6 figures in a year. One package sold consistently to a clearly defined person with a clearly defined problem you're helping them to solve can take you to 6 figures. Seriously, one package. And they say, in fact, one client, if you, because there are people that charge 150,000 for one client. So it's absolutely possible for you to do that. But the chances are you're not going to do that. And some people are. So I'm not even going to say that. Some people are, and then you only need one person to get you to 6 figures, literally. But I'm talking about the package, selling it at a good price, so that it's not that many people you need to work with in order for you to reach 5 to 10K every single month. 8K a month, 9K a month, that'll take you to 6 figures in a year. If you had, 4 clients paying you 2,000 a month. If you had 10 clients or 8 clients paying you, 9 clients paying you 1,000 a month. 8 people, guys. 8 people. You don't need many for you to make 6 figures in a year. Okay, which is why I say, are you building your business from the top down? Then you can reinvest that money, reach more people. You need to believe in yourself and your offering though, okay? You need to believe in yourself and your offering, okay? Now, the choice is yours, completely, as I said, one-on-one, it could be group coaching, it could be VIP sessions, so you could have just one-off sessions that you charge a good price for. You could have workshops, online, offline. You can have standalone programs and such. Now, I would say, again, because we're trying to build our business from top down, the more of you in that package, the more you can charge for it, the more likely people are going to buy into it because you're going to be there helping them in some way. So then you're likely to be able to pull in bigger chunks of money. Okay? The choice is yours. But think about it. So number 3 is visibility. How to get yourself out. And so you have a package, you've got the pricing, you know who you're serving, you know the problem that you're helping them solve. Now let's get visible. So what platform are you using to reach your people? Consider that. Where are your people likely to be? Are you there with them? Now, it's okay that for you to use a platform that you're comfortable with. The chances are your people are there too. So be there, but be there. Don't just put stuff on your own profile and expect everybody to know where you are, because they don't yet. So where are they? You go and put your stuff, go and speak to them where they're at, and then invite them to yours. So you have to get visible where they are. Are you speaking in their language? Sometimes as spiritual people or as professionals trying to transition into to a business, and I did this, you try to sound professional. You try to sound like a guru because you think that that's what people want, because that's what they want in corporate. But in business, not necessarily. So you are talking about deep, meaningful things, trying to sound like you know what you're talking about, and it's going over the heads of the people that you're actually trying to help, because they're thinking in terms of, I just want to lose 10 pounds by my wedding. And you're talking about, the deep mindset. weight loss and emotional eating and this and that and the other. And it's like, I don't care about any of that. I just want to lose 10 pounds in 6 weeks. Can you help me? But that's not what you're talking about. So they go to the person who is talking about 10 pounds in 6 weeks. Basically. And the person that's talking about 10 pounds in 6 weeks, or the business owner talking about 10 pounds in 6 weeks, when they sign up, will probably help them with the mindset and all of the emotional eating issues and blah, blah, blah. But to begin with, they talked about what the person that they're trying to serve is actually thinking about. So you need to speak in the language of the people you are trying to help. Are you daily creating content? This is you raising your visibility. Are you daily creating content? Too many people, I created content once a week. Okay. Okay. The chances are that not many people are seeing that. So maybe you want to create a heck of a lot more than once a week. Okay. Are you deliberately connecting and communicating with people every day? So it's not enough just to put stuff out there and then just wait. Connect with people. Go see what they're writing about. Comment on their stuff. Follow them. Some of them will follow you back and all of that. Be proactive. Get out there, my loves. Okay? Communicate with things like blog posts or articles. Are there active blogs that are in your industry? Go ask if you can write for them. Basically, videos, live streams like this, or videos, put them out there. But in front of people, don't just put it on your own website or something. Because again, nobody knows you yet. So just putting something on your own website or starting a Facebook group and then putting lots of content in the Facebook group that nobody can see. Basically, it's like, no, that's not going to get seen until you get people to notice that you exist, which is where you raise your visibility. Social media is great. It doesn't have to be social media. People always ask me this, do I have to use social media? Not necessarily. Not necessarily. I'm going to talk about something next where actually, no, you don't. You could just use email. There's other options. What feels good to you, do a lot of it. The problem with people is that they try and force themselves to do things they do not want to do. They don't do that much of that. The stuff they do want to do, they still don't do that much of that. And so it adds up to not much of anything. And so then you're not getting anywhere. So it's time to wake up, okay? Social media posts, do social media groups, webinars, adverts, networking, so you can go offline networking. You don't have to do anything online if you don't want to. After all, people were building businesses before there was social media. You can still do that too if you want to. Personally, I think using the internet just helps, okay? It helps you reach a broader range of people a lot faster if you know what you're doing. Okay, you can be interviewed on podcasts or start your own podcast, but again, no point starting your own podcast if you don't have an audience at all, so you may as well get in front of other people's audiences to begin with and then start inviting people to your world, okay? So that's visibility. You start raising your visibility by going to be where your people are and communicating with them in some way. Audience growth is the next thing. So now that you've started to get their attention, invite them into your world. Now you can start inviting them to your own social media profiles. Then you can also start getting them onto your mailing list. I can't emphasize this enough. Get people onto your mailing list as quickly as you can. Personally, I don't care. Just get people onto your mailing list as well. I know social media is here to stay in some form or the other. Absolutely it is. But still, in terms of reaching people, to me, email is a more efficient, effective way of reaching people. In a bit more of a predictable way than social media. So don't get all upset with social media because, oh my God, I have all this audience and nobody can see my posts because of the algorithms. Nobody made social media just to serve you. So, yes, okay, it is serve you, but not just to grow your business. That wasn't the point of them building the platforms, okay? These people, the people that own these platforms, they invested time and energy getting the billions, like Facebook, billions of people on that platform. Man, for some of y'all, to get 100 people onto your Facebook page, it's like, oh my God, it took you so much. Somebody managed to get 1 billion people onto a platform. How much do you think that took? And yet, sometimes business owners are complaining and whining about, they just don't want people to see my things. He didn't build it for you. Basically. So let's not get into that whole entitled way of looking at things and realize, no. The guy built a business. Build your own too. Okay? You have access, you have free access through what somebody else has built. Be grateful and figure out how to do your own, okay? Okay, so how are you growing your audience every single day? Yes, use the social media thing, but get people onto your mailing list as well because that is yours, okay? Give them a reason to come onto your mailing list. So it's all right, the content is great and you can get lots of likes and such, but likes do not pay the bills, okay? So you want people, so it's like £10, I want to lose £10 in 6 weeks. Create some kind of free giveaway about how to lose £10 in 6 weeks. So you're speaking to people who want to lose £10 in 6 weeks, basically. And then they ask them, the only way you get this thing is if you sign up. So give me your email address and I'll send you how to lose £10 in 6 weeks. Yeah? And so that way you ask people and you ask for the right people, the right kind of people. Not everybody's going to buy from you still, but it's better than trying to market to 1 billion people on Facebook or something or on Instagram, because you're trying to reach every single person you want, and not everybody wants what you have. So you want the ones who do want to lose £10 in 6 weeks or whatever your thing is, and inviting them, hey, I created this thing for you. It'll give you the steps to move forward. Would you like it? Good. Give me your email address. Come along. Okay? And give them something in order for them to sign up. So create a free giveaway. Put together a landing page. It doesn't take much to do this stuff, okay? Or a free meditation in this case. Or build a mailing list. Start building a mailing list. Use organic means and advertising to get that free giveaway in front of as many people as you possibly can. As many people as you possibly can. Do not expect every single person that signs up onto your mailing list is going to buy from you. So again, you want numbers. Numbers. The more people you get in front of, inviting them to get your thing, the more of your people you'll find, and the more of the people that you then invite to the next thing to buy your thing. And if you're just getting started in business or you're not making 6 figures yet, I would suggest strongly that you get people on the phone and start talking to them. So as soon as they sign up for your free gift, immediately invite them to get on the phone with you. Okay? Immediately invite them to get on the phone. You can set this up very simply. There's all the stuff that I teach people in Get Paid to Transform Lives. Like, I break it down step by step by step. But this is a simple methodology. Just do it. Just do it. So that's it. You start building that audience. Then once you start to build that audience, as soon as you even have one person on your mailing list, send emails. Okay? Personally, I would suggest strongly that you're sending an email a day. People get scared about this. Now, seeing that I'm somebody that sends multiple emails a day, I don't understand why one email a day seems that much, basically. And also, if you because you think, oh, I'm being too pushy, really? People are receiving 20 million emails a day. You think your one email is going to be the thing that breaks the camel's back? Oh my God, they got one more email. They're now going to die because you are the pushiest person on the planet. It's a lie. Okay? I'll tell you that right now. It's a lie and it's a nonsense of a nonsense. Ask for the sale every day. So once people are on your mailing list, invite them to the next step. Tell them exactly what you would like them to do. As I said, I would suggest that if you're not making 6 figures yet, that you're inviting people to get on the phone with you. Get on the phone with you. Whatever it is you're selling, get people on the phone with you. One, it's good for your own market research because you get to understand more what's going on with your people. What are they looking for? It informs your marketing. It doesn't change your messaging, okay, guys? You still need to be you. Do not lose who you are in the middle of trying to be everything to all people. But just listen to what they're saying. So you get a feel for how can I communicate what I'm trying to tell them in a way that they can hear it. Okay, so this whole getting on the phone with people for discovery sessions or whatever, it is really useful for you. Okay, so as I said, as soon as there's even one person on your mailing list, send regular emails. Okay, send regular emails. Yes, email sequences would be good, but if you don't know yet what your people like, creating an automated email sequence may not help you. Okay, again, the more personal you can keep it, particularly at the start, the better, because you get this market research for you. They get to know that you're an actual real person as opposed to just some words that they're reading on a page telling them to give them money. Basically, I'll give you money or something. So the more personal you can keep it. And yeah, automated email sequences are useful, but I wouldn't, if you're not making 6 figures yet, I would let your focus be more on how can I speak to more people? How can I get people on the phone? So as they come onto your mailing list, keep inviting them to get on the phone with you. That would be my thing. And that's what I teach people to do, because you want that personal touch with people. You want to get to know people. You want them to know you, more to the point. Okay? They want to know them to know that you are a real human person. Okay, so yeah, email, yeah, you can do the sales pages, sales posts, sales calls. Just make sure every day in some way you're inviting people to the next step with you. If you feel squeamish about this when you think about sales, get over it in the nicest possible way. Stop thinking that people are just going to be attracted to you. I love the law of attraction, and it's an absolute real thing. But there's also actions that we need to take, okay? Just sitting around waiting to be attracted. Yeah, in time, yeah, I'm sure it will come through, but I've never seen anyone who has consistent cash flow who just sat around attracting things, okay? So you can get the miracles here, there, here and there. But if you want consistent cash flow, you're going to need to build an actual business, okay? Okay, do you think they should just know that what they want? Okay, don't assume people know what you want. Just because you gave them a book that said how to lose 10 pounds in 6 weeks does not mean that they'll remember even tomorrow the name that you are the person that gave them that particular book. So always be telling them exactly what it is that you do and what is the next step. Tell them exactly what the next step is. People are distracted. People have a lot on their mind. What is the next step? Keep telling them, okay? And see your selling as a form of service. See your selling as a form of service. People do not appreciate what they haven't paid for. So they will not get the most value out of something they haven't paid for. So yes, give them the book, and yes, they will say yes, or whether it's book or video or audio, whatever you've created as your free giveaway or meditation, whatever. Yes, they will take it from you, but they may not appreciate it as much as, because somebody could buy the meditation from you and they will use it every day because they invested money in it. If they get it for you for free, they might maybe use it once and then forget about it. So see, what I'm saying this because you need to understand that your ability to sell, to get them to give you money, is a service to them. Because then they will get the value that you're trying to give them. So all of this idea of I don't want to be pushy and I'm scared of being a salesperson, nonsense. Get over yourself. If you really do want to be of service in this world, you need to learn to sell. Basically, you need to learn to sell. And it's not, and when I say learn to sell, it really is learn to tell people what you have on offer repeatedly. Okay, there's no fancy fun whatever stuff here. I'm not a fancy salesperson or something. I'm just someone who's very passionate about what I do, and I tell people repeatedly, I will wear you down. I will wear you down, so you'll either leave or you will move on with me. One way or the other, basically. Okay? You either like or hate me. And that's fine with me. Okay. So all of this that I'm talking about here will take courage and consistency. Courage and consistency. Courage and consistency, because this stuff needs to happen daily, 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 daily. You need to be getting your message out there. Daily, you need to be inviting people onto your mailing list. Daily, you need to be inviting people to the next step with you from your mailing list or from social media as well. Daily, daily, daily. Cannot be some days when I feel like it, when I feel good, when the children are happy, and when a partner loves me, and Are you more concerned about what people will think of you than you are the growth of your business? Because if you're more concerned about what people will think of you, you will pull back. Then do you cloak that in spiritualese when really it's just people pleasing? So you might say something like, it just didn't feel in alignment for me to send that email today. Really? I just didn't want to be too pushy because I don't need to force this, I just attract my clients. So nice sounding, so lovely, spiritualese nonsense. let us be real here. We are in the world, even if we're not of it. Okay, we're in this world. So be in this world. There's no point being overly spiritual about everything. Sometimes the main reason your business isn't working because you're just not doing the practical things that need to be done. Okay? Because you're more concerned about what people think of you than you are the actual growth of your vision. And it's time to start making yourself a I don't know what I was about to say here. Oh, where was I going with this? Doesn't matter. Yes, make your vision and yourself a priority in your own life. Stop being so concerned about what other people think of you that you do not put yourself out there. I know when I was making my transition from being a pharmacist to being a business owner, I wanted to keep saying I was a pharmacist. I'm a pharmacist. I'm a pharmacist because it sounded more prestigious than it did say I'm a coach. Coach. Oh God. That's how I felt at the beginning. I didn't want I didn't want my friends to see what I was doing. I didn't want I had to get over that. Because that energy comes off or as there's something wrong with what you're offering. And then people don't want to buy from you. They don't even know why. It's because you're hiding. That hiding energy gives people the feeling that there's something wrong. And so they're running. It's time to stop doing that. Yes, it's time to stop doing that. So people pleasing versus purposely executing God's plan and the vision. Yes, your vision. Your vision is your permission. Take ownership of it. Full ownership of it. I won't even go into what I was just thinking here, but take full ownership of the vision that is in your heart. So again, questions to ask yourself. Have you decided? Have you really, truly decided that you are going to win at this thing? For real. For real. No plan Bs, no plan Ds. For real. You are going to win at this thing. Come hell or high water, no matter what you need to do to keep moving forward, you will keep moving forward. And whenever I say that, people then start thinking, oh, it doesn't mean I have to do something illegal. Come on. We already know that you have a good heart. That is not in question here. We already know you're a legal person. You're not going to do something stupid. But are you even going to do the simple things that must be done every single day to grow your business? Come what may. That's the question. Have you decided that you will? Do you have a package that you can clearly say, this is what I'm selling, this is the problem that it solves? Is it priced well? Are you trying to build from top down rather than trying to get all the little... I mean, I'm not saying that it's impossible, it just takes longer. And usually people get frustrated with it, okay? If you're trying to build from the bottom up, okay? Are you visible in the marketplace? Do people know, your people know you exist? Everybody in the world doesn't need to know you exist. You don't need that many people, actually, as I already said to you guys. But are you visible in the marketplace? So at least the 8 people or something that you need to serve each month know that you exist. Are you there? Are you growing your audience every day? Because it's not just 8 people you need to reach. In order to reach those 8 people, you may need to reach 1,000. Are you growing your audience every day? Okay? Are you selling every day? Are you telling people exactly what the next step is every day? Not just when you feel like it, every day. Not when, I just wanted to make sure I warmed up my audience. Tell people what they need to. This is where people with a million followers on YouTube and it still can't make any money from it. Why? Because just waiting to build my audience, just going to build my audience. And then the one day you ask them to buy something from you, they want to kill you because all you ever did was free this, free the other. And then you train them into thinking you'll never charge them for anything. And so the moment you start charging them, half of them are like, oh my God, you're just about the money. Start how you mean to go on, okay? Tell people what the next step is with you, okay? Are you being consistent? Are you being courageous? Are you being courageous, my loves? How do you think you're doing on all those questions? Be honest with yourself, because the truth is, business growth, it is very straightforward. It really is. It's simple, it's easy, and it can be swift. But we human beings, we are not straightforward, okay? We have all this stuff going on in our brains that you then think is so real, you start acting from the nonsense in your brain. Reminder, your vision is your permission. You would not have a vision in your heart that you are incapable of bringing to life. And it's like people that tell me, I can't start because I don't have money, or I don't have this, or I don't have the other. It's a lie. Everybody has enough for the next step. You would not have a vision that you couldn't even take one step towards. It's a lie. Okay? It's a lie. Your vision is your permission. The question is, are you going to move? You are capable of your calling. You are the authority in your life. So your obstacles will be things like fear. Fear, in some ways, it's kind of obvious. You feel afraid, and then you may or may not do something. You can overcome that. You can choose to act despite fear, especially when you really deepen your connection to the divine and you really know the divine to be your source. You become a bit more fearless. I'm not going to pretend that just knowing God is going to be the answer to every single thing. It is, but it doesn't always feel like it. doesn't always feel like it, and I get that. But when you really establish that deep knowing, that deep foundation within you, that you're always safe and you're always supported, it's easier to handle fear. Okay? Some of y'all might think that you're particularly called to target and serve broke people. It's a lie. Broke people, broke mentality, they don't want change. They don't want change. And you will frustrate yourself trying to force people who do not want to change because you think that if I just charge maybe $1 for what I'm doing, then they will all want it from me, and you will be so frustrated because they still won't even 50 cents they won't want to, because it's not. They just don't want to change, and you're trying to make them change and they don't care to. I understand that you think that your thing is the answer to everybody's issues, and it possibly is, but only for those who actually want change. There's some people who are addicted to their story of how they can't do anything and everything is hard and they can't la 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 la. Whatever you do, they will not hear you. Okay? So stop trying to target broke-minded people. Sometimes people are in a bad position because they want to be in a bad position. They don't realize that it's because they want to be there. Yours is not to try and force somebody who doesn't want to change. Yours is not, you can't anyway. You are not called to target or serve broke-minded people. Okay? Another mistake we make is, as ambitious spiritual people, is that you think that just because you're living in your purpose, or purpose alone is going to pay the bills. It isn't. It isn't. Because this is where spiritual people kind of get this mindset that it should be easy. If it was of the divine, if it was of God, then it would be an easy thing. All the doors would open and platform would be ready for me and blah, 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 blah. And so when there's any difficulty, and all these things I've done, so, when there's any difficulty, you say, oh, maybe God is not in it. Maybe God's not in it. Maybe the divine doesn't want me to do it. Maybe the timing is wrong. Maybe that. Nonsense. Purpose alone doesn't pay bills. You have to have a strategy behind it. You have to have a strategy behind it. Just because you finally found the courage to live in your purpose doesn't mean it's going to be an immediate success. It means that's just step one. You decided that you're going to now do it. Now let's do it. Okay? Let's actually do it. Okay? Purpose alone doesn't pay bills. Then some of y'all, you say that you're following intuition. And I've had people on the phone telling me about how, I'm following intuition. But what I see is usually they're following intuition only when it's comfortable. Only when it's comfortable. Oh, yes, I heard the divine speaking to me about this. Yeah, but only when it's comfortable for you. When it's not comfortable, suddenly it's not the divine. No, that's not what I'm supposed to be doing. No. And we don't hear it. No, we cannot pick and choose when it comes to intuition. Intuition can build your business if you are consistently doing what you're intuitively guided to do. But I also think, we are powerful beings. Some things are just, it's like everything I've talked about right today. If you are not doing that stuff, and then you say, oh, it's because intuitively I'm not supposed to, it's nonsense. You're just giving yourself a cop-out. You're just trying to use God as your excuse not to succeed. And you can do that, you'll still be loved, but you will not be as fulfilled as you could be if you allowed yourself to fully go all the way in and grow your business. Throw yourself off the cliff. It doesn't have to be a horrible, you don't have to quit your job in 3 seconds. No, I didn't. I reduced my hours as a pharmacist whilst increasing my money as a business owner. Okay, until I got to the point where I was making more. In fact, my coach finally is like, you don't have to be a pharmacist anymore. Basically, because you're making enough money. I was I didn't even know this. Because I had no time to notice. Frankly, there are too many things to do. 3 children, building business, being at work. Oh my gosh, it was a blur. At that point in my life, especially that first year, that first 12 to 18 months, they were hard, man. I'm not gonna lie, I cried a lot. I cried a lot, and 3 children. When you're looking for help, and as I said, I'm home educated, so. When you're looking for, it's all right, you're looking for help with your family or friends with 1 child, maybe 2, but you have 3. Oh my goodness. So when you have 3, it becomes a whole other kettle of fish to find someone that's going to support you in doing that. So there was a whole lot of hiding them in the car while trying to do things in the nicest possible way. Okay, anyway. Carrying on with some of the obstacles that you might face is paying attention to everybody else's agenda, but not yours. This is where you're the overgiver. You're always helping everybody. And especially if you start to build your business from home and people suddenly think you're free and you can run all their errands for them because you are free. No, you're not. You're building a business, okay? And you need to kind of put the boundaries in place very quickly and stop making everybody else's agenda more important than your own. Yes, I just had my third 3 years ago. Nice. Nice. I must admit, I started building this business when my children were something like 3, 2, and 0. So, it was interesting. It was very interesting. Really, yeah, very interesting. Anyway, other things that you could use as obstacles to stop you from moving forward is that you can say things like no time. I've already told you what my time constraints were. There was no time in theory. I chose to make time because it was a priority to me. Again, have you decided to win? No money. One of the reasons why you're in business is because you're trying to make money. Of course, you don't have any money at the start. So you don't have that much money at the start. So what? Most people start with no money. These people sometimes say that as if, yeah, so what? Isn't that why we're in business, so that we can make more money? Basically, I know there are some people that start businesses just because, but for most of us, you start business because yes, you want to live in your purpose, but yes, you also want to make more money because you don't have that much. So yeah, no money is not an excuse unless you decide that you're going to make it an excuse. You do have money, you're just using it for something else. So it's just like with time. You do have time, you're just using it for something else. You have to decide what is more important to you. What is a priority? What is a priority? What is a priority? Because I as I already said, your vision is your permission. So if you have a vision, you do have enough for your step one. The question is, what are you using it for right now? And is it more of a priority than what you say you want? Okay? Okay, or everybody needs you. So, your parents need you, your partner needs you, your children need you, There's always going to be people needing you. If you're going to carve out your own life, you're going to have to carve out your own life in the middle of the chaos. And there will always be chaos, okay? There will always be chaos because unfortunately, that is the life you created to date. You created a chaotic life. Let's just own it. You created a chaotic life, so it is chaotic. You're going to have to build in the middle of your chaos. And you then start to create calm in the middle of your chaos by choosing differently. Okay? So yes, everybody might need you. You need to put some boundaries in place. You'll only do if it works within a month. That's something else people like to say. I'm just going to give it a try for a good 90 days. Yeah, whatever. Alright, just don't even bother starting. Don't even bother starting. It might work in 90 days, but it may not. So what? Then you're going to quit? You're going to quit? Okay, well, in which case, don't even start. You already decided to quit. Okay? You're scared of how hard you may need to work, and so you procrastinate. Yeah, I'm not going to lie. You're doing something different. It's going to feel uncomfortable. It's going to challenge you. Will you do it anyway? I hope so. If that scares you, then maybe you shouldn't even bother starting. So Jesus has said, count the cost before you begin, basically. But the truth is, you can't. I don't know. You can have an idea of what it's going to be like, but you can't know completely. It's like people telling me before I gave birth to my first child what it was going to be like to give birth to a baby, and there's a part of you that still thinks, that's for you. It was that difficult for you, not for me. For me, however, I am God's chosen favorite child. When I am giving birth to a baby, it's going to be easy. And then you start. And then labor starts. And then you realize, okay, this is hard. And by this point, you're fully committed. So you have to go all the way. Ultimately, and that's babies. The same thing with a business. In some ways, yes, you can kind of have an idea of what it's going to be like. But when it comes down to it, because there will be times when it feels impossible and you just want to wonder, what am I doing here? And it has to be like a baby. This baby has to come out. I've committed to this baby being born. I've committed to this business being born. Therefore, I will stay here until it is born. That needs to be your thinking. That needs to be your thinking, okay? We can't be worrying what people are thinking about you. And doubt. Doubt is even worse than fear, I'll tell you that. Because doubt always presents as reason. It seems so reasonable. Doubt always seems like common sense. Doubt always feels like you must be, in order to be logical, you have to do this way. You can't. I'm sorry, guys. As I said earlier, it's a faith walk. And sometimes faith does not look practical, logical, common sense, or anything. Sometimes it just doesn't. So you're going to have to keep moving forward, regardless of how irresponsible, insensible, is that even a word, it seems. You have to. And doubt, as I said, to me, it's even worse than fear. It's worse than anything, because it really always presents as reason. You really think that when you're logicalizing why you're not moving forward, that it's the right thing. It's not true. But doubt will confuse you and think that it is. And I've already said, other obstacles could be that you think that the divine is not supporting you because it's a little bit difficult. It's a nonsense of a nonsense. Just because you know the divine doesn't mean that your whole life is suddenly going to be full, challenge-free. You can be sure that there will be some trials. Absolutely. Trials. Even Jesus promised that. If you're a Jesus follower. Okay? Stop comparing yourself to other people. You're going to have to break out of your comfort zone. And so all of these things are just obstacles that we get to face. There is an element of tension in starting something new. Will you stay in the tension? And don't try to get out of it too soon. Because if you do, you can just go back into your comfort zone. And nothing good happens in your comfort zone, guys. And the whole feeling sorry for yourself, maybe you're that person who's been in business for a while and it hasn't worked yet, and now you're feeling sorry. I've tried everything, Rosemary, and nothing ever works for me. You just don't get it. You just don't understand it. Okay, you can buy into that story if you want to. Or you can choose to focus on where you want to go. Because it probably means that your breakthrough is just around the corner. And you may have heard that 20 million times. Well, you don't know which corner it is. So are you going to quit, or are you going to keep feeling sorry for yourself, or are you going to keep moving forward? You need to decide. This all comes down to decision. All comes down to decision. The problem with some of these things that I've mentioned is that you may not even realize that you're doing them. That's the thing. You keep doing this stuff over and over again unless you get an outside perspective looking at you and saying, hey, honey, can you see that you're repeating these same patterns? Okay? So question I have for you is, are you ready to break through to 6 figures? Because if you are, it's not that you know what? You need a mentor. Why? Because of course, you are powerful. You're an ambitious person. You're driven. You've accomplished lots of other things in your life. But the truth is, if you're really honest, now me as a pharmacist, or when I was a pharmacist, I didn't do it alone. I went to university. I got support. It didn't even occur to me to try and do it alone. And you could say, well, pharmacy had to do with somebody else. Even if before there was universities, people went and apprenticed with others. And somehow, when you come to do your purpose work, there's this feeling that you should just figure it out on your own. Or, it's business. You just sell high, buy low, whatever, and it should just be that simple. Okay? It's not. I know for me it wasn't. Okay? Losing weight, for goodness sake, for me wasn't that simple. Logically, I know. Just eat less and work out more. That should help me lose weight. But I finally had to admit to myself, this isn't working for me. It's not working. I need somebody to hold me accountable. I need somebody to just help me out, because frankly, on those evenings when I just want to eat something, I don't care about not eating so much or any of that. I just need support and accountability. I need help. The same thing for me when it came to business. When I finally got serious about building a business, I realized I've tried to do this thing on my own. It's not that I'm incapable. I'm very capable. I know that I'm a capable person. But I could do with some support. So I think you need a mentor. I do. Why? Because you have blind spots. There's things you don't see that you're doing. You're starting and you're stopping and you don't know you're doing it. You're losing focus. You don't know you're doing it. And then you ask your friends or something for advice. They've never done what you're asking them about, and yet you listen to them. There's a different kind of thinking from an employee and a business owner. Completely different. It's like when I'm talking to some of my family, it's almost like we're on a different planet. It's like, you think that way? But I've learned not to say that. I try to remember what I was like pre-business. Basically, and I have to remember, I used to think that way. Okay, let's just smile. Basically, but if you're going to ask the wrong people for advice, you need to just stop doing that, because that's not going to move you forward. And then you start telling yourself lies about why you're not where you are, and oh my God, this and that and the other, and I've tried everything. It's a lie. You haven't tried everything. If you're alive, you haven't tried everything. Okay? There's always something that you're probably missing that you either don't want to do, so you might know it, but you don't want to do it, or that you are not seeing, because you're buying into a story that is telling you that the wrong thing is the thing to fix. But you don't know that. And so you keep trying to fix this thing that isn't the problem, And so you don't get anywhere. It's like if you're caught up in thinking that maybe the divine doesn't want you to have this business just yet. So you're trying to get the divine to come around to your way of thinking instead of just realizing, no, honey, you just haven't sent out an email enough. That's it. And so people go looking for big, deeper reasons because of what's going on in their mind and heart, instead of just looking at what are the practical things that you could be doing. So you tell yourself lies and you believe those lies. So having a mentor, having a coach will give you an objective viewpoint. I don't believe I'm telling you anything you don't really know, but I'm hoping to make it clear to you so you don't go through another 12 months telling yourself the story that you can do this alone when you can't. Let's just be honest. You can't. You need accountability. You do need focus. You need a sounding board. You need a strategy, a personalized strategy. You need someone to spot when you're going off track. And for me, as I said already, mentors and coaches changed my life, but it never came at the perfect time for me. Okay? It never came because I had 20 million in the bank ready to pay somebody 20 million to help me out. No. I still remember sitting at church once and there's a preacher guy was talking about tithing, and all I could hear the divine saying to me was, you're going to need to pay that 35,000 to that coach, you know. Basically, you're going to need to pay that 35,000. That's going to be your tithe. And I'm like, what now? And where am I supposed to get 35,000 from? It's like, first and foremost, you say yes. And then you find out the way. And that was the way it was for me. Because I definitely did not have 35,000. But somehow I became someone, when I said yes, that found 35,000. Basically. Okay? Ultimately, I had to choose between doing what I knew was not working for me, which was trying to do it on my own, or follow the divine prompting and do whatever it took to work with the mentor that I was called to work with, okay? I used credit, I borrowed, I asked this person, that person, I did whatever I needed to do because my credit was short as well. So it was a little bit interesting. But the truth is, when you've decided, you always find a way. When you've decided. If you haven't decided, you'll always find an obstacle, okay? I committed. Once I entered, like the first time, I think I paid out 10,000, and I made that commitment inside of me that money was somehow coming back to me, because it felt like I was stealing it from my children's mouths, basically, in order to pay this person. And I just decided that money was coming back to me. And yeah, within the first 12 months, it came back to me. Within 18 months, I was out of pharmacy because I decided, not even because of all the different things I did. It was that decision that changed everything for me. If I'd waited until I could fit it into my chaotic life or my very capped budget, I would still be waiting to this day. Still be waiting. Some of y'all have been waiting. I'll just wait. I just need to pay off this and pay that off, and then I'll be able to, okay. The world is designed that you always have something that you just need to pay off. Okay? Always. And some of y'all have noticed this. That somehow you put money to one side for something, and then some other thing breaks down. And next thing, the money you're starting again to build up your savings account for a rainy day. There's always a rainy day. So until you decide that you're going to use money to do the things that you want to do, it will always be like something that you're going to do someday when you can. Okay, it's up to you. So questions I have for you here. Are you decided that you're going to move your business forward, that you are going to live in your purpose, that you will make at least 5 to 10K, if not more, each month whilst living in your purpose? Because you have to make the decision first. You don't need to know exactly how. There needs to be an internal switch that says, come hell or high water, this is happening for me. If that's you, my love, if that's you, then I do have something for you. First and foremost, because these days, yes, as much as I told you should talk to people like that, I'm not at the beginning of my business. So now, what I need you to do, if you are interested in any way, in anything that I've said, and you would like to find out about my programs, about working with me in some capacity, it starts with the book, Get Paid to Transform Lives. If you're on Instagram, the link is in my bio. If you're on Facebook, I think the link is around the video that you're watching right now, basically, or wherever you're watching this, there's a link around it. If the links are possible, if they're not, then in my bio somewhere there is. Or you can comment the word biz. Now, I'll tell you this on Instagram. Somebody did, last time I did one of these masterclasses, last Monday, I think it was, They did comment biz whilst I was doing it, but then I closed it and I couldn't for the heck of me find the comment. So if you're waiting for me to send something to you, it's because I don't know who you are. I just remember seeing the comment come up, but then when I closed it down the live, the comments disappeared. They're probably somewhere, but I don't know where. So go to the link in my bio or message me the word biz, and I will get you the link to get the Get Paid to Transform Lives book. Now it contains my strategy that I teach my clients, exactly how to grow your business. I take you step by step by step by step by step. Exactly what needs to happen is in that book. Okay, so if you would like access to the book, it's either in my bio or you can message me the word biz, B-I-Z, and I'll get the link to you. That's where it all begins. Okay, you can get the book, you can read the book, you listen to what I'm saying here. If you're resonating with the way I do things or the way the energy of feeling coming from me, then come onto my mailing list via the book. And once you've got the book, you'll be receiving emails from me. As I already said, I am a very prolific emailer. Okay. Okay. So you'll either love it or you'll hate it. Whichever way, you'll always be encouraged and inspired and empowered with the emails that I send you. But you'll also be invited to take the next step with me, whatever that is for you. Okay? But the only way you hear all of that is by coming onto my mailing list, and it is through the book Get Paid to Transform Lives or the Spirit Speak book. If you go into the link in my bio, there's various options for you. Whatever you buy will get you onto the mailing list. Okay? And then from there, you'll hear about my other things. Okay, so it's been a pleasure sharing all of this with you. I like to do one of these classes on a Monday around about this time. So come and join me whenever, at least for the foreseeable future. I intend to keep doing these because, as I said at the very beginning, my goal is to reach as many people as possible with these things. You can take what I've talked about today and go get something started. You can get the book, get something started. The question is, have you decided that you will? Okay? Have you decided that you will? If you have, if you're ready to break through, then either come and work with me or use some of these things that I provided for you and use them and take your life to the next level. You deserve to be free, to be fulfilled, to be financially abundant, to be love-drenched. But you are the one that has to choose it. Okay? It's been a pleasure sharing all of this with you. Until the next time we see each other, we work together or whatever, go forth and prosper. And you can share this with somebody else, okay? Until the next time, bye!